Luke, that was a professional performance, and at the end of the day, into the third round of the FA Cup, and that's what we set out to do today.
No, I think that's exactly what it was. We tried to stop the game from turning into a basketball match. I think we've done that, and Barnet tried their best and done a good job to really make it like a traditional cup tie. But like I say, I think we managed the game brilliantly.
And everyone expects a league team to come to a non-league side and dominate and win the game comfortably, but it's not always like that, and we've just seen from the results in the last round, results in this round, that it doesn't always work that way, and it's important that in that environment to stay professional and stay solid, and that's exactly what the lads did tonight.
Yeah, we spoke to the staff after the game, and they'd looked at the Eastleigh game. We completed near on 800 passes, and that's incredibly tough to play against. And they didn't want to fall into the same situation, so they put the ball in our half, tried to put the ball behind our back four as often as they possibly could, and try and fight for second balls and turn it into that type of game. And they done it really well at times, but ultimately we were able to control the game on our terms and score the all important goal.
Like you say, control it on our terms, and certainly throughout that game, didn't get caught up in the occasion, didn't get caught up in what Barnet wanted to do, played the way we wanted to do, and ultimately the goals come from exactly something that we'd work on the training pitch, which must delight you in the 82nd minute of a game.
Yeah, exactly that. We have a way of playing that sometimes people won't like it or necessarily understand it, but we have a belief in what we're doing that will help us to attack and score goals, and will help us to stop goals at the other end. I think we've got the least shots against us in the country. We need to work on scoring more goals, and again today we had chances in the first half that if we'd have been a bit more clinical, we could have turned this tie into a comfortable victory. But we are getting there. We're a work in progress.
A lot of changes to the side. Obviously, Russ spoke about the congestion coming up. 3 games in 6 days coming up now, so a lot of changes. But the guys, stepped in seamlessly. And, George Williams coming back in after injury, looked like he'd never been away. And I also want to make a mention to Lass, who obviously was taken off early in the game in midweek, but has put in a fantastic performance in the middle of the park.
Yeah, exactly. And we've heard a number of comments on this situation with Lass, and I think just to explain to everybody that we looked at the game on the sideline, and it was not going in our favour. There was problems, and the manager had to make a massive call to change something very early on in the game. This wasn't something that Lass was being blamed for or scapegoated. It couldn't be more further from the truth. The idea was that the manager needed to change the balance of the team, and Lass had to make way for us to do that. Ultimately, the guys that came on, David Kasuma, made a huge impact on the game. But because Lass understands that this is not a personal attack, that he's not being scapegoated in any way, that was all explained to him. He trained fantastically in preparation for this game. I think he's been extremely well managed, and he put in a superb performance tonight. And that is what we need from a squad with so many fixtures. We've qualified for the trophy. We've gone through another round of the FA Cup, and we're playing a very heavy league programme. So we need all the players to be able to perform when they're required. This circumstances was about tactics and about the flow of the game, and the manager made a huge call to change early. He made another huge call to change the shape again in the second half and personnel, and it paid off.
I suppose the only disappointment today was that Lass had to come on because of an injury to Jordan Houghton. Any early indication on what's up with him?
No, we don't know exactly yet. We know that there's a lot of swelling around his ankle, so we need that to settle down before we can scan and see what's going on the inside.
Looking ahead then, it's another win, it's another clean sheet, it's building momentum, and Russ keeps talking about that. That's what we kind of need to really get going, is to keep putting results together, and ahead of 2 tough away games coming up next week, this is the perfect way to start it.
Yeah, at the moment we've conceded the least shots against us in the league, and we're close to the top in terms of chances created. So we know we're on the right path. We have to be more clinical in one box, and we have to be even more clinical in the other to prevent the few chances that we concede ending up in goals. But we're one defeat in 7. That was to the team that's top of the league, that are really trouncing people at the moment, and a very good side. So I think we're poised in a good position to move forward and start to put more points on the board.
Absolutely, and before we move ahead to the game on Wednesday, FA Cup draw, Any early favourites? I mean, it's exciting, you know, especially with fans coming back now. That there's potential you're going to have an FA Cup game away at a Premier League ground. But who's the standout tie for you?
No, I don't. I don't think there's a standout one. I know. Dean wants Everton because he's a massive Everton fan, so he keeps talking about that all the time. But I think, you know, whoever we play, we just need to prepare to try to win the game. As simple as that.
Thanks, Luke. Well.
Thank you.